Hello, welcome to Wega Achiever Educational Limited. Presenting, we are tutors, trusted for brain-friendly impact learning. Today, we'll be continuing from where we stopped in our previous class. We are still not cell division, but this time around, we'll be talking about stem cell. What are stem cells? Stem cells are unspecialized cells which is capable of differentiating into other types of cells and of self-renewal. Yes, that is one thing about stem cell. They are capable of differentiating into other cell types and of self-renewal. Now, I haven't talked about stem cell. What are the types of stem cell? The type of stem cells include embryonic stem cells, adult stem cells, meristems, implants. Now, let's talk about the embryonic stem cell. This is gotten from an embryo, and it is formed when an egg and a sperm cell fuse to form a zygote. Now, these cells can differentiate into any types of cells in the body. Scientists can clone these cells and direct them to differentiate into almost any cell in the body. Now, this also help them, or this could potentially be used to replace insulin producing cells in those suffering from diabetes and newer cells for diseases such as Alzheimer's or nerve cells for those paralyzed with spinal cord injuries. Now, I haven't talked about embryonic stem cells and how it can be used in the medical field. Let's talk about the adult stem cells. Adult stem cells are found in certain tissues such as bone, marrow, the skin. Usually formed only a limited range of cells. They usually form a limited range of cells when compared to embryonic stem cells. They are multi-potent. Examples of adult stem cell is your bone marrow stem cells, which can make red blood cells, white blood cells, and blood platelets. Now, let's go to the next one, the meristems implants. The meristem implants are also a specialized cells in plants only, but absent in animal. They are found in the root and the shoot tips. They can differentiate into any types of plants and have this ability throughout. And they can be used to make clones of plants. This may be necessary if the parent plant has certain desirable features, such as maybe when they possess a disease resistance, so it can be used to clone other plants so that they can also have the same effects. For research or to save a rare plant from extinction, yes, this can also be used in research purposes to save a rare plant from extinction once they discover that the plant is reduced in numbers, so they can actually clone the plant. Now, let's talk about therapeutic cloning. Therapeutic cloning involves an embryo being produced with the same gene as the patient. Now, one thing you should know that an embryo is formed from reproductive gametes that are fused together. Now, the embryo produced could then be harvested to obtain the embryonic stem cells. Why are they obtaining these embryonic stem cells? This could be grown into any cell the patient needed, such as new tissues or organs. Now, the advantage is that they would not be rejected, as they would have the exact same genetic makeup as the individual. That is one advantage, in the sense that since it's coming from the same person, then there will hardly be a disadvantage, because they are all made up of what the same genetical what now makeup. Yeah, that's it, the same gene and all that. Now, I haven't talked about that. We move further to see the advantages and disadvantages, that is the benefits and the problems of what is stem cells. Now, what are the benefits? You can see it can be used to treat diseases, replace damaged cells, used in drug testing, understand development and potential cures for other diseases. Yeah, that's it. Now, and when it comes to problem, ethical issues may result immune rejection, uncontrollable growth, expensive and experimental, and also can lead to risk of infection. Now, with all of this knowledge that we've gathered so far from stem cell, an overview, we all know that there are majorly two types of stem cells in humans, which are embryonic stem cell and adult stem cells, while in plants you have the meristem. Yeah, meristem cells. So that is present in plant, while that of animal is embryonic and what adults. Now, I haven't talked about those things and the little things that has been explained so far, which is in form of a PowerPoint. So let's use those knowledge we have to answer some few questions in GCSE past question. Thank you. Okay, let's quickly take down these two questions. The first question says, human stem cells can develop into many different types of human cells. Use the correct answer from the box to complete the sentence. They said human stem cell may come from what? From an embryo, because you can never have an embryonic stem cell or an adult stem cell. I haven't talked about that. The next question says, use the correct answer from the box to complete the sentence. Human stem cell can be used to treat paralysis. Yeah, it can be used to treat paralysis. Paralysis is the right answer. So thank you very much. We're going to the next question. The next question on our list says, stem cells are cells which have not yet been specialized to carry out a particular job. Bone marrow cells are one example of stem cells. They said, explain how a transplant of bone marrow cells can help to treat medical conditions. This is way too easy. Now, what is the answer? You should know that bone marrow transplant is a medical procedure where damaged or diseased bone marrow is replaced with an healthy bone marrow stem cells. Since bone marrow is responsible for producing blood cells such as red blood cells, white blood cells, and platelets, a transplant can restore the body's ability to make normal healthy blood. So hence, you have restored the body to its normal state. That is it. So, thank you very much for joining us. That's Gsce Achievers.